Hello everybody, I am the Joker, and welcome to my Link Strike budget deck profile. Now, I definitely suggest if you're looking at going into the new format of picking up at least one of these Link Strike deck boxes. They're quite good. They do come with a lot of decent cards, and they come with, especially the most important, the link cards you definitely need to run most decks if you're wanting to use your extra deck. Now, if you want to pick up all three and definitely run this deck, it is amazing, and I really hope you do enjoy it. So, without further ado, here we go. Now, I should mention, I do run my deck a little bit differently. I do prefer the more troll style, the more stalling my opponent, and then bringing out my monsters. It's just a lot more fun, and it's more enjoyable. I don't really want to run this as a competitive deck. I don't want to really be going to my professional tournaments and running this deck. It's more just for fun, and it is a great way to start off. So if you are looking at starting off or just getting the cards, I definitely suggest getting this deck. So here we go. I start off with 3 Link Slayers. Now this is one of the better cards in the deck in my opinion. It easily special summons itself when you control no monsters, as well as it is in multiple MST card. If you've got, let's say, 5 cards in your hand and your opponent has 5 spell or trap card zones already all filled up, you can discard all 5 cards and bomb their back rows. So it's a lot of fun of getting around those annoying back rows. Next, I run the 3 Draconets and the 3 Bytrons. Pretty much this goes for a lot of your Link plays. Draconet, when it's normal summoned, it can special summon 1 level 2 or lower normal monster, which would be Bytron. And that's a lot of fun. Now the bonus with Bytron as well is, even if you only draw it by itself, it does have 2000 defense, which is a great defense for such a low level monster. Moving on, I do run 2 Ram Clouders. Now, or Ram Clouder, I like to call it Ram Clouders though. Anyway, this is a fun card. It's pretty much the Monster Reborn of the deck. You target one of your own monsters, send it to the grave, and then you get to bring back 1 monster from your graveyard and special summon it, as long as it is a Cyverse. You can only do it once per turn, which is pretty much basic, but it's a lot of fun, especially for recycling those cards. I then run 2 Marauding Captains. I only run the 2. I found 3 is a bit cluttered. I'm not always needing to bring them out, and because a lot of the deck is Cyverse, you don't run a lot of warrior cards, so the effect of it being the only one to be attacked isn't really needed. So it's a lot of fun. It does bring out a few combos, and I definitely recommend running it. Then I run the 2 Photon Thrashers. Now, I don't run Cyber Dragon, and I don't run the Evil Storm one, which require your opponent to control a monster before you can special summon them. Simply because I don't find them as useful as Marauding Captain, Photon Thrasher, and Link Slayer. Simply because if I normal summon Marauding Captain, its effect goes off allowing me a special summon, and Photon Thrasher and Link Slayer I can special summon even if they control a monster or even if they don't. As long as I don't control the monsters, it doesn't matter. So the fact of I don't need to rely on them makes it a lot easier for me to run. Next, because I love protecting myself and it's what you need in this deck, I do run the 3 Battle Faders. Because it is a budget deck, you are looking at trying to protect yourself as much as you can, so any card that does that you want to be running, in my opinion. Then I run, to finish off my monsters, my 3 favorite troll cards, Marshmallow. I've done this in a few deck profiles. This is definitely one of my favorite troll cards, simply because it can't be destroyed by battle, and the effect of when it's attacked, when it's face down, they take 1000 points of damage is just so much fun. And if I can bring out all 3, not saying I would, but that's 3000 points of damage. Most of the time, this would be going for your Decode Talker. You know, when you've got those 3 effect monsters out on the field, it's a lot of fun. Moving on to spells, I do run 2 of the field spell cards, Signet Universe and 1 Terraforming. Now, you don't need to run this card if you don't want to. I personally do because it gives my Link monsters a little bit of extra attack, and it does shuffle the cards back into my deck that are monsters. So being able to do that is a lot of fun. It's quite useful, helpful indeed, but you don't need to rely on it all the time to win. So if you much prefer to run any of the other cards in the structure deck, be welcome to. I don't run Pot of Duality, so if you want to run that, it's up to you. I just don't run Pot of Duality, as for that turn I won't be able to special summon it, and that's mainly the point of my version of this deck. Stalling and then, of course, special summoning, whichever comes first. I then run the 2 MSTs. Although I am running Link Slayer to get rid of back row, I do know it's a big problem, so definitely run the 2 MSTs just to get around that. Moving on, I run the 1 Book of Moon, just to target those annoying monsters, and 2 Dark Holes, just to get around board wiping, pretty much any annoying monsters. Because this is a budget deck, you want to be running as many of those protect your own stuff cards and destroy your opponent's cards as much as you can, so definitely be running 2 Dark Holes. Then I run for traps, 2 Call on the Haunted and 1 Jar of Avarice. Now I only run the 2 Call on the Haunted as because I've got the Ram, Cynet Universe, N2 and Jar of Avarice. There are 3 different ways I can shuffle monsters back into my deck, and Call of the Haunted is just a little bit of help to bring back those monsters I desperately need. Not saying I always need to, that's why I only run the 2. Then, for a little bit of protection, which is really what I'm relying on this deck, I run 3 Mirror Forces. Just to get around when my opponent attacks, it's quite a lot of help. Being able to use Marshmallow, Battle Faders, and Mirror Force all in one structure deck is a lot of fun and is great to see. I then run 2 Fiendish Chains, just to get around those effect monsters that I don't want, and it also stops that monster from being able to attack. To finish it off, for my 1s, I run 1 Compulsory Excavation Device, 1 Torrential Tribute, and 1 Bottomless Trap Hole, just to get around those annoying monsters that I don't really want to face, especially with this deck when it's budget. There aren't a lot of high attack monsters until I bring out my Link monsters. Moving on to my extra deck, I run 3 of each Link card as it is a budget deck, which are 3 Decode Talker, 3 Link Spider, and 3 Honeybot. Pretty much their effects summed up is this one negates the effect of something by using 1 monster that is pointed at any of the arrows. So if my opponent's monster was right above it, I can use his monster to negate the own effect. Link Spider, I can special summon a level 4 lower monster from my hand. And Honeybot, each monster on each side, if there's one here and there's one here, either one, it can't be destroyed or targeted by card effects or by battle. That's it for my main deck. That's it for my deck profile. Hope you liked it. I hope you subscribe. If you would like to continue watching for some combos, they will be up next. Okay, for my first combo, all you need are these 2 cards, Link Slayer and Draconet. By having these 2, you can easily bring out your Decode Talker in just 1 turn. So, the first thing you gotta do on the field is special out your Link Slayer, since you control no monsters. Say if they've got any back rows and you've got more cards in your hand, definitely activate its effect, but for this purpose I'm not going to use that. Then you'd normal out Draconet. Now Draconet's effect would go off, allowing you to special summon Bytron from your deck. Now since you have Link Slayer, Draconet and Bytron all on your field, you can have a little bit of fun and easily bring out Decode Talker in just this turn, assuming your opponent doesn't have any ways of stopping the monster summon. So the first thing you do is use Bytron as your first link to bring in Link Spider. Now, I'm just going to bring it a little bit closer so it's a little bit easier to see. Your Link Zone is right here. So you've got your Monster Zone, Link Zone, Monster Zone, Link Zone. Now, whichever link zone you take, your opponent would take the other one. So, now that you've got Link Spider, Link Slayer, and Draconet on the field, you're going to Link Summon again with Link Slayer and Draconet, and go for Honeybot. You will put this under your Link Spider as your Link Summoning. Now, since you control a Link 1 monster and a Link 2, you are actually allowed to bring out a Link 3 monster, which is Deco Talker. Now, if you control, this is how it actually works. With Deco Talker, if you control, when it says 2 plus effect monsters, what it really means is Link monsters that equal up to 3 in their numbers, or 3 effect monsters that you've already got on the field. So right there, it's an easy Deco Talker. Now, there's another way to do this combo. If you didn't have your Link Slayer, but instead you had Marauding Captain or Photon Thrasher. Pretty much Photon Thrasher you can still special summon if you control no monsters, or you can go for the Marauding Captain play. Special summon Marauding Captain, its effect allowing you to special summon Draconet. Draconet's effect goes off, allowing you to special summon Bytron. Now that you've got Bytron on the field, you can actually go Bytron, go for your Link Spider, and because you have 3 effect monsters, you can go for your Deco Talker right there. So there are quite a few ways to bring out your Deco Talker or any of your Link monsters with this deck, so it is definitely a lot of fun. Now I hope that helped everyone out. I hope you liked it, and if you did, please subscribe to my channel, as I'll try to bring out much more content as much as I can. And if you want to see more structure decks like this, or if you would like to see any other deck updated with the new Link format, comment down below, and don't forget to smash that subscribe button.